Hey everyone, and welcome to this amazing training today for realtors looking to kill it and crush it with deals now without spending a dime. So, these are the 10 strategies that you're going to use. Now, the first one, you must have a unique value proposition. So, what do I mean by that? I mean, you need to be able to say some sort of unique value proposition in 60 seconds or less. So, for me, starting out in the business, it was I financially invest with you in your home by doing some, repairs. I might paint, I might, put in my own things for staging. I'm going to invest with you to help you net more money. All right. So that was not something realtors were doing at the time when I first started out. So again, you need to figure out what is your unique value proposition. Is it that you speak different languages, you have specific training? That you're living and loving a certain community. Like just so figure that out first. Number one, unique value proposition. Number two is social media. So for social media, you need to be posting every single day, okay, on at least, I would say, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And you can do shorts as well, like just short ones or stories on some of those. Now, what would the short videos typically be on? So, for your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories, TikTok stories, what are you putting on stories? You're putting on food, family, fun, fitness, just things about you so people can get to know you. As they scroll through the stories, they figure out if they're connecting to you or not. Now, on average, someone needs to consume 7.5 hours of your face speaking to feel that they know and like and trust you. And that's what it's going to take in order for them to work with you, right? So, what could you be posting? So, again, as they get to know you, you're posting on your stories, you're posting things just about you, your life, what you do. And then you want to be posting in your main posts that you're doing something that's educational, something where you're teaching something. So, maybe you go and speak to a home inspector and find out, there's certain things that a buyer could watch out for that would save them money when buying a home, or there's certain things a seller could, make sure are right before they go up to sale up for sale to help them make more money. So there's tons of content, and you can use Chat GPT. Um, I use it all the time to help create the content. And it can do the hook titles for you. It can do descriptions. It can do hashtags. And this is just an easy way to kind of like hack it while you're starting. The other thing you want to download, this is the only thing that'll cost you money, would be to download the Captions app or CapCut, unless you can edit in TikTok and you're good at it. Otherwise, those are hacks. It has a teleprompter for captions, and it will literally, you could copy and paste the topics, what you're going to discuss, your script from ChatGPT, put it into the Captions app under the teleprompter, have it read, and then you would simply talk, and then you could press AI edit, and it will actually add in the photos and all these other cool things. And then you post that out on social media. Okay. So that's your second thing. Social media, super, super important. Lots of our agents are doing deals simply because people are connecting with them. They don't have any experience. People are just connecting into their energy and sort of who they are. We had one agent, she's amazing, Rachel, and she actually talked about crawling under into crawl spaces. Okay. So again, just be creative, be interesting, stay away from anything that's judging other people. Never post anything negative about clients. You can laugh at yourself and make fun of yourself. Never do that with other people. Never speak directly to buyers. Never speak directly to sellers. Because if you're saying, hey, it's a great time to buy, you're going to get a deal, you've now lost all your potential sellers that would have listed with you. And same thing, if you had, it's a great time to sell, you've just lost all your buyers because you're telling the sellers they're going to get a high price, right? So just being careful of your messaging. Who is this message for? And how is this going to be interpreted? You want to look at it in a couple of different ways. So that's your number two. Number three, Facebook Marketplace. Guys, free ads. You can post homes that are for sale. You can put leases up for sale that are currently being offered by your brokerage. Ask for consent from other agents to advertise. If you put leases up and you put even at the lowest price property for a particular area, like the lowest price hobby farm in York Region or wherever you are, you're going to get a lot of people reaching out. Now, you are going to have to, call them right away. And again, this is where we get into if you've got decent contact information, you want to be calling them within 8 minutes. And what you would say to them is, hey, I noticed that you signed up to get information on this particular property. Are you looking to make a move in the next 3 to 6 months, or are you just browsing? They're going to say, I'm just browsing. And then you just continue on with continuing to ask questions, acknowledge, mirror back what they're saying, and then you just simply keep asking more questions. The idea is to book the appointment. Okay. Um, a lot of people talk about, you know, your contacts, like how many contacts are you adding to your database every single day? I'm going to add 20 contacts. I'm having 10 real estate conversations, whatever it is. I would say you want to be focused on appointments. So dialing, the end result should be how many appointments did I get? So I would say you dial every day. You are lead generating in whatever way you're lead generating until you have an appointment. And one thing you can use our gcicalculator.com. So again, that's gcicalculator.com. That is basically a tool that Courtney Carroll and myself created so that an agent could go in and figure out based on the amount of gross commission income that's average for my area and what I would pay on team or brokerage splits, how many doors do I need to knock? How many phone calls do I need to make? Um, basically to figure out, you reverse engineer how much activity do I need each day in order to hit these numbers, right? So hope that helps. The other thing you want to do is offer to host other agents' open houses. So you'd go to people within your area who are maybe same brokerage and find out if they're open to having you host. Now, if you've never done one before, just ask to shadow first, right? Just say, can I go and shadow, you hosting the open house so I know how to do it? Build rapport, build relationship, and then they're likely to give you the opportunity to also host for them, right? As agents get busier and busier, it becomes challenging trying to host open houses while those clients also want to go out and go look at property. Um, so that's super important. Now, the other thing you should be doing is getting involved in a networking group, like entrepreneurial groups online, community groups, your chamber of commerce. You want to go and join all these things and start to show up and add value. Add value to others without the expectation of return because there is something called the law of reciprocity. I mean, we just hope you're a good human being, and that's why you do it. But if you want the law behind it, it's the law of reciprocity, which means when I give to you freely and willingly, you like to respond in kind. So you are going to also want to do something for me. So we always, for every single appointment that we go on, we always give something of value first. So it could be even like a locally sourced jar of honey and we have it branded to our team, or a hot sauce, right? Or we give them a lottery ticket and like, hey, hope you get lucky, right? Maybe our budget's gone up. And remembering laughter is the highest form of energy, right? That's where they want to be around people who are positive and they want to be around people that have fun. So you need to remember that too, like that, on a professional level, but also enjoy. Okay, so the next one would be, making sure that you are, putting out there that you're doing free home evaluations, um, providing information about statistics, and you can get that from your local board. So just going into your local board, pulling stats, and then doing little videos and talking about what's going on as you become known as like the expert for that area, it's going to get easier and easier for you to have business and attract business to you. Okay. For door knocking is amazing. We have agents on the team that's truly all they do. Now, with door knocking, you don't want to just go to the door with a business card and say, hey, are you looking to move in the next 6 months? I mean, that's great. However, you're not using the law of reciprocity when you do this, right? It's like, what are you going to do for me? Well, what I'd like to see is more the door knocking from a place of, in the springtime, bring spring cleanup bags, staple your business cards to it. Take those around to people. They don't even need to be home. Even if they don't answer the door, a lot of people now have ring doorbells. Just leave them a message. Hey, I'm a realtor in the area. I'm just bringing you some spring cleanup bags. Let me know if I can be of any service or you want to be added to our VIP list so you can see when your neighbors go up for sale and when they sell and for how much, right? And give your contact information. The other way to do that would be to go around in communities. You need to do this consistently and say, we have a lot of people in the area that are struggling with enough food to eat. They have a lot of food insecurity in this day and age. So we've brought food bank bags. If you would like to donate anything, just send us a text message and we'll go ahead and swing by next week and pick up the bags on Friday morning and just make sure you do it. Integrity, right? Always do what you say you're going to do. So again, you want to add value. Maybe invite them to a special open house. You're hosting that open house, take special gold handwritten invitations, go to the dollar store, get some nice ones, handwrite them invites to pop by in that hour before the open house goes live and, have freshly baked cookies and lemonade, and coffee. Be careful of steering clear of alcohol for open houses. You don't want to be responsible for someone having too many and driving. But yeah, you definitely want to make everything you do an experience. Think Ritz-Carlton, 5-star service, 7-star service. What is that special thing for clients as you start working with them? Those little things, the little things that you find out about them that they're interested in or they like, making little notes about that and then doing special things for them. Maybe they love fishing and you see, there's a really cool fishing show coming up. Then that's a link you could send them, or maybe if they're, $10 or something, just get them a couple tickets and send it over. So the important thing is to treat people, and this is key, the way they want to be treated. It's always been you'll always hear in time, through history, treat other people the way you would want to be treated. No, the higher level of this is treat other people the way they want to be treated. So we always ask our clients, do you prefer to have text, email, or phone call? If they say phone call, then I'm going to call them. Okay. If I text them or email them, that is not their preferred method of communication, and they're feeling like they're missing out on something. All right. So again, if they tell me to text, I'm not going to call them. If it's really important, I'll text them and say, hey, can we jump on a call? Um, this is more detailed or something that I can do through text. So again, treat other people the way they want to be treated, provide the level of service that they want, not what you think. There's nothing worse than being really busy and then having even other agents calling you when, your preferred method based on how busy you are is text. Do not call, right? Just ask when you can set up a time to call. So I think that's super important. Now, the other thing we do a lot of, and this would be spending money, but you don't have to spend a lot. We do a quarterly free coffee event. We've been doing that for probably since year two. So let's say we've been doing it 9 years. So within the largest area that we service, we do a free coffee event at different locations. So we do some Tim Hortons, so branded brands. We do Starbucks, but we do some other smaller ones. So we will pre-buy so much, like we'll do gift cards with them. And then that morning, instead of when people come in and buy their coffee, instead of them paying, they're given a postcard back, and the postcard is basically free home evaluation, maybe a joke, pay it forward. And, they're told that instead of paying, that the team has covered them that morning, right? So we've been doing that. We do it quarterly. That is translated into business for us. We definitely have buyers and sellers as a result of that coffee program. Now, you could do $100 in a small coffee shop, you know, that's going to go a long way, but make sure that you've pre-planned your calendar to host those events and that you do it consistently. You may get business off the first one, but it may take the second, the third, the fourth, and then you're going to be guaranteed that you have business over years. So, um, the 10th one would be, let's see, for your 10th one, I would say it's the mirror and matching with clients. So you're going to be able to get business because you are working to connect with clients on a higher level. Again, people work with people they like and trust, or who they aspire to be, right? So again, that's why you're maintaining positivity, you're happy, right? You're not showing any other emotions. So we see so many agents make this mistake where they're in a situation, maybe they're negotiating and they're dealing with conflict. They'll go down the emotional roller coaster ride with the client or with the other agent instead of just maintaining emotional equilibrium. The idea is that you want to stay focused on what your end goal is and not get drawn into the drama here. So as things are happening here, I want you to elevate yourself and imagine you're up here looking down at the situation and keep your eye on the prize. What are the moves I need to make to get me to the winner's circle, which is getting the deal done for this client, if that's what they want, right? Um, Important always to support the client. We don't always agree with, maybe we were talking about that this morning, even like a low ball offer. Okay, you may not agree with it. You're under contract as a realtor to do as the client suggests. So you always want to speak your mind. So you can say something like, Deanna had a great one this morning with, these are the three potential things that could happen as a result of this. They could A, refuse to sign back. They could B, um, sign back, at a higher price. Or C, they could accept it, right? So those are the three things. The likely thing is that it's going to be number two, that they're likely going to sign back, right? So the idea is you want to support the client, even though you may not agree. There's been times where, even as experienced realtors, we've been wrong, where we thought there's no way that seller's going to go for this. And because we don't understand their situation properly, we call that the black swan. That is from Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. That's the FBI negotiator who wrote that amazing book. The black swan is the thing that you don't know that's super important and will basically make or break the deal. So maybe there's a financial reason behind why the seller is actually going to take that offer. Maybe the bank's breathing down their neck. Maybe they've got a week. So you don't know, and you need to do as the client asks. Now, I think the other part of it is making sure that you are connecting with them and mirror and matching. So what I mean by this, you are going to adjust the speed of your speech, the energy of your speech, your cadence, your rhythm, even your body language with the other person. Now, could this be manipulative? Absolutely, it could, right? It absolutely could. It's not in this circumstance if you are doing it for the betterment of the other person, meaning I look at it like you, like me, have the best interest at heart for the client. So you're not going to be focused on, this is going to pay my mortgage when I get this deal done. If you are, you need to take a step back from real estate and get a little more financially secure before you do that because people feel that, right? They will feel that energy and be turned off and no longer trust you. So I think it's super important that you're mirror and matching and being able to connect with them with very fast rapport for the benefit of what is good for them. I'm protecting them. You are protecting them from, let's say, 90% of the other realtors that are truly there as a transactional experience for the money. Okay. So that is the highest level of service. Now, you're also going to pay attention to some of the words they're using or how they process information. So everyone's a different learner, right? A different type of learner. We learn in different ways. Now, using NLP, and again, you can go to YouTube, you could watch every YouTube video on NLP for sales, and the basics of what you're going to learn, again, mirror and match. Another premise called lead, lead, follow, or sorry, follow, follow, lead. So what this means is I am going to follow the body language of the person I'm with. They cross their arms, I cross their arms. They lean forward, I'm going to lean forward. And then I'm going to do something myself. So maybe I just do this sitting at a table. Now, if the client does this, then I have done a follow, follow, lead, and now the client is following me. That's how I know that I'm in trust and rapport. If they don't follow me, I need to go back again to follow, follow, and then try that lead again and see what happens. Once they're in rapport, I don't want to break that trust, right? I want to build that relationship from there. So some of the things I work on little tips. I will say to someone, "Hey, where's the last place you took a vacation?" To a seller, maybe it's how old's your roof? And what I want to see is where do their eyes look? If their eyes look up, it means they're a visual processor. If their eyes look to the sides, it means that they're an auditory processor. They use their ears to process information to retain. Okay. If they look down, then they tend to be kinesthetic, which means they need to touch, okay, and feel something in order to process it and fully understand it. Now, why is that important? Well, if you went to go present an offer to a visual person or a kinesthetic over the phone, so you present all the details, and then a week later, they're mad because they say you didn't told them that or you didn't tell them that information. The truth is, you were wrong. They are right because they did not retain what you told them. So this is how we get into miscommunication. So at that point, rapport is broken, trust is broken, and it will be a quick race to see who fires who first. Okay. Very difficult to rebuild trust and relationship and your rapport after that kind of situation. So I hope that helps, guys. For any more tips and tricks, just reach out to us. We have lots of free training that we can share with everybody. And yeah, we hope you have an amazing day. Let me just log off.